So first, Cristina, your department at the UN led the huge communication campaign around the SDGs, which we are all very familiar with, including the incredible colorful icons for the goals. But it would be great to hear how this all came about, the challenges you faced, and the impact that communicating the goals has had, particularly at the national level.
Good. Thank you very much for inviting me, and let me just say how inspirational Yukumi have been. And I think that type of inspiration is proportionate to the challenges and the engagement that the adoption of the agenda, the SDGs agenda, brought to all of us in September 2015. So the fact of having 193 member states agreeing in the middle of so many crises and difficulties and complex situations and tragedies, it is fantastic. So I think it really brought all of us inspiration. And myself and my team, we were lucky because we were given this treasure that is going to help transform the world. And we were told, okay, go out and communicate it. So it's like if you are being given something absolutely phenomenal. So first thing, what we did is we got ready for it. If you have a challenge, you prepare, and then you engage as many people as possible. We got ready for it, and to start with the visuals. And I think, Jacob, you can talk a lot about that. You know, this is the will of the world. This is the will of the prosperity of the world. This is the will of the young people. So we got together, all of us, behind superb visuals. Second thing that we did is try to simplify the most complex, the most challenging, the most difficult agenda that the humanity has given itself in very simple messages. But we shouldn't fool ourselves unless we go to the details and we leverage each and every goal and each and every target. We will not be able to truly transform it. So the simplicity is just an excuse for embracement. It's just an excuse and a fantastic tool to reach out. That was very, very significant, and it helps us to get together. You know, all of us, we have the pin, all of us will recognize the icons, and it brings us together. But we all know that behind those simple figures, those simple icons, there is a lot of work from everybody. And the third thing we did is we look for partners, because this agenda will not be implemented unless everybody is on board. And who are our key partners? Well, first of all, the whole UN system that has to have the buy-in. Second of all, of course, the governments, because they will have to take lots of decisions, laws. They'll have to take administrative orders. They'll really have to start deciding what to do and doing quickly, not waiting until 2029. And most important, I think the most important of all, was the partnerships outside the government and with all the organizations that will really push those that take decisions to actions. And we went to the private sector, lots of good news from the private sector. We went to the civil society. We had just a very engaging conversation that we heard about how the civil society feels part of this project. So now with the embracement of everybody, I think we can really say that we have the basics for a major movement. But it's very hot. You know that from the complex media environment, to the fact that the world is full of sad news, to the fact that seeing a process being implemented and being communicated, which is long, is hard, because we see the improvements just on a very small scale. But I think we have done quite a lot. of this year and a half that we have been working on the SDGs a little bit more, I think we realize that we have to have two streams of action. One, very strategic, you know, at the UN level, with the governments, and going local. We need all sorts of local action. And that means a lot of local communication, a lot of mobilization to the individuals that makes things happen, but more important, of individuals that force those that take the decisions to make it happen. So I think we are quite in a good starting point. We should not relent. I think it is going to be long and hard, and we have to ensure that we put together all the necessary mechanisms so that everybody is accountable. A lot of this process is accountability, and accountability means a lot of communications, a lot of pressuring those that on a constant basis have the upper hand. So thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you.